Post-match reaction from the managers, starting with Mikel Arteta.
There are days where you have to find the way, and that's what big teams do when they find the opportunities and when they need individual action, whether it's from your goalkeeper, defender, to put that clean sheet on. They do it, and today we find a way and we won the 3 points.
How difficult did West Ham make it for you today, particularly in the first half?
Yeah, they had moments. They did really well. The game plan worked for them. They were waiting really deep for us to give the ball away and exploit the spaces. I think we lost a lot of unnecessary balls, which put ourselves in trouble big time. After that, we started to control it a little bit better without generating a big amount of chances. But they are a threat, and credit to them, because I think they were at it today and they were good.
David, as you know, there's a well-known saying, you don't always get what you deserve in football. Was that a case of that today?
Well, we certainly deserve more than nothing, that's for sure. We played well today. Our mistakes were up front because we didn't score when we got the chances, and we had quite a lot of them today. Defensively, we've done a great job, and the midfield players done a great job, but we just didn't take those chances when we got them.
It must be hard to go in and speak, I suppose, to a group of players who have played that well. It's difficult to be critical, I suppose, in those circumstances.
It was hard, yeah, because I actually think that the players have done a good job, and you know, one way or the other, we feel as if we didn't enjoy the VAR decision, and obviously we've not enjoyed our own decision because we lost.
Well, of course, it was a really disappointing result in the end, in that they at times felt like they could have got something from the game, but they didn't. They are out of the relegation zone, but that's only because of goal difference. So, you know, it's going to be a tough few weeks ahead for them.
Absolutely. I think he's right to be upbeat about the performance, and the boys should be upbeat. It's really important as a manager you don't get too low, certainly when you're in a relegation battle, because if you do, you've got to bounce. The games come thick and fast. You know, you've got to pick them up and just say, look at the positives in that game. You've gone to a big club in Arsenal, and you've taken them right to the wire. And they were very fortunate to take maximum points. Now we go again. Now we go to the next one. Let's pick up as many points as we possibly can, but they need to score goals. Otherwise, you never win in a football match. And
as you alluded to, you know, they had big chances in the game, didn't they?
Antonio had a couple of really great chances, and Haller as well. And this is the one that they're going to be regret. Haller's made the wrong run. He should have just stood still, and Antonio could have found him. He could have had a touch and finished it. But you know, when you're down the bottom, sometimes you just need that little bit of luck or something to go your way. Now, the last three performances, at Anfield they played well, got beat Southampton, and played well again today, but got beat. So as I say, they've got a bit of momentum. I think the three performances will allow David to pick the same side.
Yeah.
And when you're down the bottom, Tim will tell you as well, when you're chasing a result and it's not working, you're forever changing the team. David's got the opportunity now to keep the team settled, consistent team selection. Hopefully he'll start getting some results.
And as we know, they are in the middle of a very tough run of fixtures. We've been talking about this run of fixtures for a long time.
Yeah.
We've got Wolves, they've got Tottenham to come. They've got some very, very tough games in that mix. So how does David Moyes as a manager approach this?
Well, he takes every game as it comes. I know it's a cliche, but that's all you can do. That's going to be, you know, Wolves are flying high. Okay, they draw today. They will think they can win that game. It's a home game, need the fans behind them. There's been a toxic atmosphere over the last probably 6 months. The fans need to get rid of that, because if they want their club in the Premier League, they need to get behind this group of players, because next year they need to make sure they're in there. It's a big club. Alan tell you, he's been there many, many years. That is a huge football club, West Ham. We all want to see it in the Premier League. I think they have enough quality to be able to do it, but they have to go and do it. It's not going to just happen. Tottenham is a good ground for them. They go away at Tottenham and they do win games. So that's probably one they've got their eye on.
OK, well, let's talk Arsenal. Are we impressed with what we've seen from Mikel Arteta? Has he made a significant difference in your opinion?
I think when you change manager, you hope for a bounce, and he's had that bounce, and you know, he's made some big decisions. He's not been afraid to leave the bigger name players out.
Yeah.
He's made a change today. Bellerin wasn't playing at right back, and Mustafi, and he's leaving players out, and he's trying to get the best formation. And I think that at the moment, the players are respecting and are buying into what he's trying to do. They still think they've got a chance of Champions League football, and why not? Because it's so congested there at the moment. Yeah. So let's see at the end of the season. I think if he finishes in a top 4 or 5, because we're still looking at the Man City situation, that would be a job well done for Arsenal.
We've just seen their results. They're unbeaten in 8. They've not lost in 2020. Should Arsenal fans be happy with that?
happy with the results.
Because there's a lot of draws in that, that's why I ask.
Yeah, but unbeaten in 8 is not bad when you're a new manager and you're trying to get your methods across to the group of players. But I'd have to say their results have been a lot better than their performances.
OK, well, we'll wrap up that chat now. Take a quick break and OK, well, let's move on. Let's head over to the Emirates next. Arsenal against West Ham in the London derby. And West Ham actually from the offset showed their intent once again, Tim.
Better side for me, certainly in the first period. I think Arsenal warmed to the occasion and got better. I sat here and I thought they had chance after chance after chance, and when they do not take it, Haller there needs to slow his run down, stand still and tap that into the middle of the goal.
You can see Antonio's frustration.
I think they're caught in two minds. I think he thinks he's going to hit it in that corridor in between the goalkeeper and the defender, but he doesn't. He needs to make it an easier decision for Antonio.
But this is brilliant for West Ham fans to be seeing. I mean, it's a totally different side.
Very, very encouraging. Yeah. And when you're sitting there, you just look at the firepower Arsenal had and you just think, it will be a matter of time. But it was by no means one-way traffic. And West Ham were always in the game and had the best chances.
I think that David Moyes will go home from this game thinking, very confident that they're going to stay up, West Ham. But you can't carry on missing chances like they did today. Antonio there had 2 great chances, Haller as well, and they paid the price. I mean, we've been talking about VAR. This must be the tightest VAR decision this season.
Yeah.
It took a long time as well, but it was the correct one.
Yeah, it was ruled out at the time, went to VAR and they give the correct decision, which is a goal. It was the first phase when was Ozil offside. The one he heads back to Lacazette, who come on as a substitution. What a nice problem to have. And he finishes it well. But it's this one. Was Ozil offside? No, it wasn't clear and obvious. It was millimetres. But his header was so cool to Lacazette and he takes it and they win maximum points. That is a huge result. They're 2 points behind Tottenham now with a game in hand. That game in hand is Man City, so I wouldn't be holding my breath if I was an Arsenal fan thinking they're going to leapfrog Tottenham.
But the performance from West Ham, just going on to what's happened to them in the last couple of weeks, they've got a bit of momentum.
Yeah.
The teams down the bottom, you need that now. With 9 games left, you need a bit of momentum. And the last 3 or 4 performances from West Ham has been very good.
Very encouraging indeed. Well, let's get some...
Right, and on Monday, Leicester face bottom but 1 Aston Villa. So here's the way the table stands now. Chelsea still occupy 4th place. Wolves are there in 5th. Remember, that might well do for Champions League football, at least the way things stand right now for next season. Sheffield United there in 6th place, only 2 points behind Chelsea. Man U are in 7th now before the derby tomorrow. Arsenal, off the back of their win today, up into 9th place, level with Spurs, only 3 points off 5th. And at the bottom, so Norwich are still bottom, 4 points beneath Villa, who play on Monday. Then come Bournemouth, who lost away at Liverpool. Watford out of the bottom 3 on goal difference, and so too West Ham, who came so close to a point today but not to be. From me and Don, goodbye for now.
And the bottom of the Premier League in terms of those European places and relegation ones. More from Michael and Owen to come, and all the reaction. So Arsenal on to 40 points, level with Tottenham before they play Burnley. One more game to come as well. West Ham, though, will be looking back on what could and possibly should have been.
Arguably we're the better team. I know they only had, 25% possession, but they had more chances, more shots on target. Just didn't take any. Antonio had chances, Haller had chances. Should have scored, probably should have won the game. But if you can do a smash and grab with 80% possession, Arsenal just did it.
Lacazette off the bench to score again. Any doubt that it should have stood for you?
No, I thought it was good. I was going to say VAR at its best, but it wasn't quite as slick as we'd wanted. I thought it took a bit too much time, but the bottom line is we got to the right decision. VAR had a decent day today, and I thought the goal was fine. As Owen said, West Ham certainly dominated in terms of the quality of chances, but this was real cool play from Ozil. That's what he's good at. Great assists record, and this was a lovely little cushioned header. Lacazette, one of the best finishers in the Premier League, and again, you were never in doubt. You can just see there. I mean, listen, we're talking inches, we're talking centimetres, but as much as we can't be absolutely clear how far onside he was, he did look onside to me.
Owen?
Yeah, I thought he was onside. I'm just not sure why it took so long. Reece Nelson's offside, Saka's offside, Ozil's onside. Ogbonna just plays him on. Doesn't need to take 2.5 minutes. Just, you can see he's onside. Give the goal. Michael's right. That's what we have technology for, to get these things right. Thought they got it right, even though it probably was against the run-up play.
What do you think David Moyes will be thinking when you look back at the string of chances that West Ham
Oh,
had?
he'll be devastated, because they weren't just chances, they were proper big chances you would expect to score from. I think he'll be reasonably happy overall with the performance and the, you know, how many chances they created. That's 3 games now that they've played and played pretty well, starting at Anfield, then they beat Southampton, and then obviously a good performance here again. This is a great chance. I'm certain Haller just goes too far. He's too eager, and I think he just should hang out a little bit. Of course, Antonio, you can blame him as well. If I was in his position with that ball, I probably would have ended up shooting myself. But this is a huge miss, and you know they're not small chances. There's a lot of big chances for West Ham. Another good one from Antonio. I mean, he's not the most natural of finishers, but you'd expect him to knock one in.
I mean, honestly, how many big chances do you need? Just poor David Moyes' game plan was good. He had plenty of attackers on the pitch. They caused Arsenal a ton of problems. Just didn't take any of those chances. I mean, you just think, you don't get that many opportunities normally. I feel sorry for him because his game plan was good. The point total just wasn't.
Yeah, a little similar